What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I'm sharing a post on the r Fallout subreddit that references an internal memo from Bethesda. The post made on May 19th of 2014 shows a picture of the memo dated 3 days earlier in 2014, and believe it or not, it actually references Fallout 4's Nuka World DLC. I won't be showing pictures or anything of the memo itself in this video, so I've left a link in the description to both posts if you want to check the memo out for yourselves. Also, before we begin, this video is full of speculation based on what this memo has in it, so take everything with a grain of salt. The general gist of the memo is Bethesda telling its employees not to mention or reference a group of terms for future projects during E3 of 2014. Since we know this is 100% legit now, it has to make us wonder what else on this list may be coming in the near future. The first two terms on the do not mention list are Fallout and Fallout 4, and obviously we know that by May 16th of 2014, Fallout 4 was well into development and then was officially announced the next year at E3 2015. So a full year ahead of the announcement, Bethesda didn't want any of their employees to leak the future reveal of Fallout 4. That makes sense. The next term on the list after Fallout and Fallout 4 is Fallout: Nuka World, which is really interesting to me. A full 2.5 years ago, Bethesda had plans for a Fallout Nuka World in some form or fashion. We don't know how complete the concept was or if it was a completely different project at the time. It's very possible that Nuka World could have been something else entirely, and at some point Bethesda decided to switch gears with it and turn the concept into DLC for Fallout 4. During Bethesda's Nuka World Twitch stream, which was a week before the release, so I think that was around August 24th, around that time, lead artist Mark Tier claimed that they came up with the ideas for Nuka World after the Automatron DLC. Also, some of the inspiration for the arcade games that are in the Nuka-cade portion of the Nuka World DLC pack came during one of Bethesda's game jams, which is something they do at certain points during their game development cycle. However, Mark Tier claimed that they came up with a Raiders and Rides concept after the game had already came out and the idea stuck for the DLC. And as I always say, I'm not on the inside, but it is curious to me why Nuka World showed up on this memo over 2 years ago, but they claim the concept didn't come about until, around March or April after Automatron. Again, I think the most likely explanation is that Nuka World was something else entirely, and at a later time Bethesda decided to combine this Nuka World concept idea with Raiders for this DLC. Another speculative theory I have is that maybe one of these Fallout projects listed was Fallout Shelter before they nailed down the name. Perhaps they wanted to make a Nuka World themed mobile game instead of Fallout Shelter, and then they changed their minds, but saved the Nuka World concept. Again, it's just another theory. The next term on the list is Boston Project, which should be another reference to Fallout 4, as of course we know it takes place in the Commonwealth of the Boston area, Massachusetts. So Boston Project, you would think, just refers to Fallout 4. It's interesting though that this is a separate project from Fallout 4, Fallout, Nuka World, all these other things listed. We do know that Fallout 4 has a VR version coming sometime next year. I don't know how long Bethesda has been exploring VR, but one of these Fallout-related references could have something to do with that project. Boston Project could be anything though. It could be VR, it could be Fallout Shelter, it could be something else entirely, maybe something that they canceled. My guess is as good as anyone's at this point. The last three terms relate to Elder Scrolls. The first is just Elder Scrolls by itself, and then Elder Scrolls 6, which Bethesda have said will come in the future, and then Project Greenheart. Those are the three terms listed. So, as many of you know, I am more of a Fallout guy than an Elder Scrolls guy. I've said that before, but I definitely still enjoy those games. The reason I'm telling you this is because you shouldn't expect some kind of in-depth analysis on these terms from me unless I do some more research, just letting you guys know. So, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim came out back in 2011, so in 2014 they already had some sort of idea that they were going to make Elder Scrolls 6. Clearly it was here on this memo. I've read on the Reddit post that Project Greenheart may refer to, Elder Scrolls 6 since it's a city in the province of Valenwood in Tamriel. And for that reason, people believe that the Elder Scrolls 6 might be called the Elder Scrolls 6 Valenwood. At the time of this memo, the Elder Scrolls Online just came out, and it would be another year until ESO came to consoles. So Greenheart could refer to some sort of ESO content. Then again, it could have nothing to do with it since ESO is developed by ZeniMax Online Studios, and Bethesda Game Studios had nothing to do with it. Yet another possibility is that Project Greenheart references the Elder Scrolls Legends, but again, Bethesda Game Studios isn't developing that game, so it could have nothing to do with it. The memo goes on to say that they do not intend to announce the Boston Project or Project Greenheart until a later date, so take that as you will. Overall, this memo makes me really curious about any other leaks that have happened in the past few years and some that may happen in the future because they could be legitimate. Everyone wrote this off. The original Reddit thread claimed that it was a complete fake and that Nuka World is what tipped everyone off because that sounds silly. And lo and behold, of course, now we know in September 2016 that it has to be real. This memo is real because of Nuka World. There's no way that someone, that didn't know something just predicted that Nuka World was a thing 2 years ago. And so that's the one piece that actually legitimizes the entire thing, since the rest of these terms are really generic and could have been made by anyone. I'd like to hear from you all in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on all of this, on the speculation, on, the legitimacy of these terms, what they could mean and what they could reference to, something maybe new that's Fallout related, something that's the Elder Scrolls related. Share what you're thinking in the comment section below. Alright guys, today I shared the Nuka World leak thread on our Fallout. Next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new or enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, I would really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe for more Nuka World coverage and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace!